right, Will, how you feeling? Tell me.
I'm good. I'm a little tired. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
We got one event left.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit less tired than if I was an athlete, but
Oh my God, yeah.
different type of fatigue.
It's mental fatigue.
Right.
So you've been here in Indianapolis for how long now?
We got in Sunday morning. Sunday midday.
Okay, so today's Sunday, so it's been a week.
Yeah.
And so you guys had like set up, load in.
Yeah, load in, build out. When we came in, the subfloor was already in, which was helpful, and kind of had to organize all the equipment, inventory, and then get to work.
Wow.
So it's been all hands on deck.
So
up until now.
Idea to execution, how long has that been?
Oh, over a year.
Wow.
Maybe longer. I mean, I've been talking about a tour sport for probably close to 10 years in the space. So
wow.
Now executing it and getting the right team behind it and being in the right place in my career to want to put the energy into that.
Yeah.
25-year-old Will was much different than 35-year-old Will.
Yeah.
Just from a maturing and value standpoint. So, yeah.
So how does it feel being an athlete, but now being on the other side of it? Is there FOMO? Or is there like more stress, less stress? How are you feeling?
No. I think the stress it's different. There's definitely stress present in both. This is different. I don't have FOMO. I came to the end of my career and had peace with what I was able to achieve and to be able to do something for as long as I did and build the relationships. I just was okay. I was ready to step into the next chapter, and it is a lot easier with my role now to roll right into it, less than a year separated from my athletic career, and then to be able to fall right into director of sport. I know all the athletes already. I have a lot of friends who are in partnership and all that, so it was fluid to say the least. It doesn't mean it was easy, but it just kind of worked out that way, and I'm grateful for this opportunity.
So how would you rate the execution?
Really good. I'm never going to say anything's perfect, but it was really, really good. This is the first time that our team has come together and done something like this.
Yeah.
And the feedback has been tremendous. All of our team leads and our executive team have already made notes on little things that we could tighten up just to improve efficiencies.
Yeah.
But from a business standpoint, from an execution standpoint, it's going really, really well.
And honestly, just seeing your team do what they do and in different departments, everyone seems happy to be doing what they're doing.
Right.
And they have a lot going on, but you don't see it on their face.
No. And I think our leadership, Beth and Quentin, are part of the leadership group with us. Right when we started this venture, and it was a small team, they said, look, and it's one of their business ethos, it's people matter more. And it could sound cheesy to whatever people are looking at it from the outside in, but that has really been kind of the lifeblood of this. The relationship with your coworkers, with your consumers, with your athletes, whoever it is, them as people is what matters the most. And then the tasks or the business or whatever you need to get done will get done. But it will be done more efficiently if you're smiling, if you're happy, if you're kosher, whatever. I think that's what maybe you're feeling or seeing here. It's just,
so how did you manage the geography of it all? Because your team up until now was kind of dispersed, right? So you're in Nashville. You have, for example, Marius Verité, who's in the media team. He's in Amsterdam, or I think he's in Amsterdam. So how do you, like the calls, everything, that's a lot.
A lot of logistics. And we have some of our team in Hawaii.
Oh gosh.
So it's all over the world. It's truly the World Fitness Project. But a lot of late calls, a lot of early mornings.
Yeah.
This guy's head of partnerships.
Working hard.
Yeah, he's busting his butt. Couldn't do it without him.
We haven't met before. Yeah, LRX. Yes. Hey, what's up? Hey, you're on camera.
Yeah, we're doing live. No, you're good. No, it's real.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks,
dude. Yeah, so getting the efficiency there was a learning curve.
Yeah.
But it wasn't ever bad. It was just making sure that communication is one of the priorities, and especially with the executive team. Like, if somebody on the executive team needs something, respond quickly.
Yeah.
Because then they can streamline it to whoever they need to get it to. So we made that a priority early, and it's been challenging, but if and when we ever get an HQ and we're all in the same place, it's just going to be even better.
Yeah.
So if we're
streamlining.
Right. And as this grows and more people get involved and we expand our season and we get our community bigger, you need those efficiencies to really be tight. So that's exciting because that's just going to improve us.
For sure. And I know you know this, in business, it's all about getting that feedback, you know, from consumers, from your team, so external, internal. And you touched on that, like, okay, there's a few things that we can maybe do better.
Right.
I'm guessing you're going to take that feedback and just implement it from event to event, because the next one's in August in Arizona, huh?
No brainer. If we don't trip up anywhere, or we see things we tripped up on and we improve that, it's just going to make our flow even. Now there's always, when you're producing a big event like this, things are going to go wrong, like, oh, maybe we didn't get shipped something for setting up vendor village or whatever it is. So even if we tie up those loose ends, there could be things that arise, but having a plan, contingencies, all those things make them less of a big deal. And I think even when things arise, it's how us as a team handle them is what keeps that vibe and energy and smile on their faces. It's not a freak out. It's just a civil conversation because you love the people you work with, and you get on with it. And people will work harder and better if they're happy.
So you're managing a huge team of people with subdivisions. Were you ever in a leadership role like this before?
Not to this level, I would say, but I think that I've always been someone, at least in my friend groups or community groups, you know, I've owned a gym and things like that people will look to for answers for whatever reason. And I've been happy to meet them where they're at and try to provide some guidance or advice, help them get something done. So I think it's natural. Now, this is different in the sense that there's different business things that I'm not an expert on. Being a leader, maybe just in me or having those tendencies, I'm always gonna push away compliments or stuff, you know, like I want to make it about the team and our team. None of this would be possible without all of our team leads and our event directors, our team leads for judges, Ryan over the business and partnership. So I haven't had a role like this, but it's going okay, I think. You know, I'm learning as well and taking the feedback and applying criticisms, and it makes me better. It's kind of like working out, right? You need to stress the system so you adapt, and I learned a lot of that through my athletic career. And growth mindset and that type of stuff. So.
I think I'm a big proponent of people having an idea and executing that idea, because it takes a lot of courage, a lot of grit. And like you said, it just seems like you're very flexible in terms of, hey, there are things that we're going to mess up, but we are making sure that we learn from it. And I think that's the premise of entrepreneurship, good entrepreneurship, where you're not only bringing an idea to life, but hopefully there's longevity with it.
Totally.
So that being said, with longevity of your business, I know that August you have Arizona, that's the next event, and then you have the finals in Copenhagen in December. So what's the plan for 2026?
The plan on the sports side is to expand to 4 events. Those will be coming soon. But those are very much in the works. So 3 tour events in the final, maybe adding in a Challenger Series event that includes smaller local regional style events that will contribute to the point system just for the pros. Continue to execute how we are on the season, from the season standpoint, as far as the leaderboard and how many pros, that will all be the same. And then on the community side, Saxon Panchik is leading the charge there, and just continuing to listen to the gyms that we're working with, applying their feedback to what our initiatives are with the WFP and all the gyms. So I think just keep growing. It's catching fire, right? It's rapidly growing, so making sure that we don't let that get out of hand and we don't lose our ethos and our deliverables because that can happen. So we don't want to lose sight of what got us here in the first place. And it is early days, but there's a lot of momentum building, which is great. It's not a problem. But understanding that is something to understand, understanding that is something to be aware of.
Yeah, and it's hard in business because obviously you want to use that momentum, but you don't want to get so big that you forget, like you said, what your whole ethos is, but also you don't want to go so slow that you have no momentum. So it's literally riding that wave that you hopefully have as well and have created in order to go forward.
Yeah, it's that fine line. Yeah. Right. So we're dancing on it. I think I've danced on the fine line for my whole professional career so far.
So fine line of what exactly? Just what your body can do.
Right, elite performance. I mean, that is a really volatile profession. Win or lose, especially in like a niche sport. The best, you can have a career. Yeah. Just below that, no chance, right? Or it's very hard financially, things like that. Which is a big part of this. I think the WFP is actually helping facilitate a better opportunity for those athletes. My crew didn't provide that. This certainly does. You can see it in the Challenger division. I mean, it's 50 athletes, men, 50 athletes, women in the Pro and Challenger, which not every pro has a big contract with Adidas or whatever. And not every Challenger does either, but some do. And even if I'm a Challenger and I'm not making as much money in prize money, but Adidas is a sponsor because I have a big social media following or whatever, you're hitting those deliverables and you're giving these athletes the opportunity on the floor, on the world stage with a broadcast to showcase that. And it makes them a valuable asset to any partners they have. Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for athletes having a platform to expose what they can do to hopefully then have more longevity in that sport, whether it's monetary or other, but also for brands as well. And you're giving fans, I'm a fan, that's how I started, another opportunity to love on this sport and get excited and be inspired. So I'm all for something like this. And in business, obviously, everyone treats quote unquote competitors differently. Some always have an eye on their competitors, some don't. They just stay in their lane and just focus on what they can deliver on and whatever their customers are saying to them. Do you feel like CrossFit in itself is a competitor to WFP, or do you feel it's two separate things, or is it two things that can absolutely coexist but there's no competitiveness there? Well, how do you feel with regards to that?
I'm just staying in my own lane and delivering on what our vision is. And I think the whole team would ditto that. Like, we have too much going on right now to worry about what other people are doing or saying in the media or other businesses. We're focused on delivering an incredible product to our community and doing it in a really authentic way. And that's something that I think separates us. Authenticity, innovation, not just creating perception of an idea, which would have been easy. We're actually bringing it to life in a real way and people can feel it. So maybe that's that authenticity. So that's kind of what we're focused on. And I think obviously learning from our mistakes.
And for those people who did not attend WFP because they couldn't, for example, because everyone wanted to come.
Well, no, not their fault. They were like proof of concept. We're jammed between other events. You know, time to get here from when we launched when we were going to be here. It's not your fault. But come to the next one.
There we go. So what would you tell, whether it's athletes or spectators or even brands, what would you tell them to make them come to the next one?
I mean, this has been a pretty good experience. I think from the vendor community standpoint, you have a really fun family vibe that's present here. Everybody's friendly, like you said. We had a kids class. We got Project One, which is like a 30-minute aerobic piece that Saxon runs. Cat Nanny ran a community activation. So that whole side and the feel-good part is there. And then you also have the really premier, the best in the world competing under the same roof at the same time. And that is unique, right? Like, that competition matters. It's their jobs. This is a lot of these people's hobby. And people that do this as a hobby or a fun thing, it should be fun. We shouldn't dictate how they do their hobby. We need to facilitate great opportunities for them to hang out with their friends, to enjoy their kids working out or watching their mom and dad or whatever it is. And that needs to be an awesome experience. So I think we've done a good job of that here. The vendors seem happy, which is really important. The broadcast is good, so maybe check out the broadcast. And if it seems like it's your flavor, come see us in Mesa. And, you know, it's a cool show in person. And it's really tour week, right? The pros will come in early on a Monday or a Tuesday, and we'll do activations in local gyms. And that's something that I think they really enjoyed. I don't think the pros realized what that was going to be. We told them, hey, this is going to be really good for the tour, and, you know, deliverables and contracts and things like that. It's good for them, their like branding stuff too, because they can showcase, hey, I'm Brooke Wells. Like, people see me on Instagram, but they don't get to have these authentic interactions. And she helped coach a class and did a Q&A. So it makes it more real. And there's an aspirational component that these athletes have, whether they realize it or not, that when they walk in a local gym and talk to the 13-year-old girl, just using B as an example, that could change her perspective on whatever she was struggling with. And that's important. Athletes or people of influence have that impact. So we're trying to facilitate that for them. And the feedback was incredible. Like, I drove them out to a few of the activations in Saxon. Actually, our whole team was kind of buzzing around. So that will be in Phoenix as well. We'll talk to local gyms, and they'll help facilitate.
So basically, come to Phoenix.
Phoenix is cool. It's really tour week. That's kind of the part of my vision for this too. People want to be excited and can't wait to come back. And I think the Indianapolis community would speak to that. I'm not going to speak to it because I'm heavily biased. But the feedback's been incredible, not just from this 3 days, but what happened on Thursday and Wednesday and Tuesday prior. So, and we did an activation in IndyCar, which was cool. Maybe we talked about that. But
very cool. And like I said, I'm a big fan of people just like getting after it, and that's what you did. So thank you, Will.
No, thank you.
Thank you.